So today's practice is about how when a thought arises and when your addiction to your personality, this thought creates a sensation and immediately you give more thought into it and you get the body to follow the mind. In this way, most of us, 65,000 to 70,000 thoughts goes through a day. Most of these thoughts are constantly repetitive. There is nothing to do with the present moment. Even in the present moment, what you're trying to do is you are comparing your past experience and you're saying this experience can be this experience can bring me this, or bring me down, or bring me whatever it is. So you have to come to this understanding that if you can, in the witness, when a thought arises, before it creates that sensation of fear or anxiety, you just see the gap that you're pulling the sensation into the thought. Now, let's say suddenly you're sitting with yourself and you think, oh my God, I need to talk to this person. I need to have a chat with this person. At that very moment, if you're not reacting to that and you're responding, taking a step back and creating that little bit of a gap, you understand most of the story that you have gone through is thoughts constantly, repetitively happening. And the more we take that gap, more our brain is functioning in the present moment, in a creative place. Now, if you come into this practice, there are so many ways. Some people do a catharsis just to release the body, and you could see someone angry who want to come down, have to punch a wall or break a thing, just so that I'm not entertaining that, but I'm just saying. So that very moment, you have released the sensation, and either you're contemplating of what you have done, would have different ways of dealing with it. Same is sickness, same is relationship, same with finances and everything. So your initial thought and that sensation, if you can come into today's practice, into that gap, whatever is going in your life, you will master the space of Satori. Satori is always there, but this alienated area of your who you are is reality. You have lost that space. Not to gain, it is there, but when you not entertaining it with any more thoughts and sensation, you could see that comes out. The fog of the illusion of the personality, when the sun comes, is disappearing. When the awareness comes. So that infinity of our ocean, we can have our own journeys. We all can swim in that ocean, and it's still large, and have our own thing, so that you are not crippled by your thoughts, or you are not prisoned by your thoughts. You're not held and held by these sensations. You gently have to work through this today. Now, a good way to start this is very gently taking a seat and very gently do some Kapalabhati and demo breathing, Bastrika, Anuloma Viloma. What we're doing is we engage in the sensation of the Kundalini on the Muladhara chakra and very gently bring it up into the solar plexus, and very gently bringing up onto the heart, And then very gently we will work on the Anuloma Viloma. Very gently I will do very simple breaths. So you get the idea of it, and then we can do the Brahmi, which is the humming breath, and just activate that sensation. Um, so if you know the practice, then we'll get into the practice. Otherwise, you just follow the steps. So now take a gentle deep breath in and bring the energy into the Muladhara chakra and breathe out. And very gently take a deep breath in and breath out only. Keep doing it. You don't have to worry about breathing in. Take a deep breath in, lock the anus, hold the breath and bring the energy. Hold it for 10, 12, 15 seconds where you can. Just observe the sensation of so sensations, not without the thoughts, and where this energy has activated, and completely breathe out. Now take a pause from breathing in for a while. Observe the sensations there. Activate that energy of the Kundalini Shakti, which is Ida and the Pingala Nadi. We are going through the masculine and feminine energy. We have to have both without a gender, and completely relax. Now just observe the space, that the activation of the Kundalini, where it is moving, where it's rising, where it's spreading. Try to observe it without the chatter, just the sensations. Now the next breath is thermal breath, which is like you're fogging a mirror. So you take a deep breath in and breath out. Breathing in, fogging it out. Take a deep breath in, lock that anus, bring the energy into the solar plexus. See the energy, changes the energy. See the vibration of the color, the frequency of the color, energy of the color, not color as your imagination. Breathe out. Observe. Now take a deep breath in, out. Now in and out. Breathing in, anus lock, navel lock. Bring the energy onto the space of the heart. Observe the frequency of the color, the sensation, vibration, and energy. This says 75,000 nadis opening up. Open up all those rivers, flooding with energy. Just don't bring the personality, the story, the science, the logic into it. And breathe out. Now, coming down to the Vishnu Mudra, take a deep breath in. Hold your right nostril and breathe out through the left nostril. Breathing in into the count of 4 through the left nostril. Hold to the count of 4. Breathe out to the count of 5 on the right nostril. Now breathing in into the count of 5 on the right nostril. Hold the breath into 5. Open up the left nostril and breathe out to the count of 6. Breathing in into the count of 6 on the left nostril. Hold the breath for a count of 6. Breathe out from the right into the count of 7. Breathing in through the right nostril, count of 7. Hold the breath into the count of 7. Breathe out very gently, count of 8 on the left nostril. Breathing in into the count of 8 on the left nostril. Hold the breath into the count of 8. No forcing. Breathe out on the right nostril into the count of 9. Breathing in through the right nostril into the count of 9. Hold the breath into the count of 9. Breathing out into the count of 10. Breathing in through the left nostril, count of 10. Hold the breath into the count of 10. Breathe out through the right nostril into the count of 11. Breathing in into the right nostril, count of 11. Hold the breath into the count of 11. Breathing out into the count of 12 on the left nostril. Allow the breath to come back to normal. Just observe the sensations through the Ida and the Pingala Nadi, feminine and masculine energy that's serving. One is the nature of the self-awareness. One is the creator of this self-awareness, not as a force, but creating this cycle within yourself so that we don't have to have that promoted by the surface, promoted by the world, the activity of the world. Now we go into the Brahmi breathing. So when you breathe in, you gently close with your calm the ears, and then keep the eyes closed with your index and the next, and then you can rest the other fingers in the face, and you take a deep breath in and you breathe out, humming and creating that space on the third eye. Okay, breathing. 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 Now take a deep breath in and relax. Now very gently observing the Kundalini Shakti that has arrived through the Pingala Nadi, masculine and feminine energy, not related to the gender, about the nurturing characteristic and creating characteristics of these energies, bringing the body into perfect harmony and using the breath as a purifier. We have so many bodies, pranic body, emotional body, energy bodies. So all are needed for this equilibrium. Now, when you come into that space, very gently relax. I will move the camera towards Darren and very gently twisting the spine to the right side, stomach holding. Breathing in. Back into the center. Twisting the spine to the left side. Back into the center. Take a deep breath in. Shrug the shoulders up. Massage the back of the skull. Tilt the head back. Breath out into the chest and relax. Now breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate. Stretch the tongue right onto the upper palate. Breath out. Collapse into a seated cat. Anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze, shoulders roll back, chest elevated. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock. Breathing in, tongue roll up. And coming into this liberation that comes with being able to stand on your own, to choose when and how to be with this space. Breathe out. Now take a deep breath in, coming into the deep spine. Shoulders relax. Come onto the knees now. Tongue roll up onto the upper palate and coming into a cloud. Breath out. Anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Breathing in. Breathe out. Coming into this liberation that comes through this practice, being self-sufficient in the space. Drop the belly, tongue roll up onto the upper palate. And your interaction in this space of this vastness. Breathe out. You're independently in this representing the space. full of opportunities, full of experience, neutral spine. But your mind and the thoughts and the emotions does not want this. It wants other things. But wait, without a great foundations, the others are sand castles. They're only going to, you will discover that they're going to dissolve very quickly. Or give a good rotation to the hips. Wider rotation. Explore this depth of the mysteries within. And you're navigating in your own space and your own curiosity onto the other side, wider rotation. No one is forcing. No one is pushing you. You don't need to have outside. You don't need to prove it to anything. Now very gently push the hips into the front. Push the hips into the back, palms facing up. Now coming into the practice with its full responsibility. You're spending, you're savoring time doing what you love without being tied down by any social obligations now. Internet is not so into this. The political parties are not saying to you this, the world is not saying, Australia is not saying. So see, you have to find this space. You're not obligated. So now you can bring everything into it. When you come into this realization, you're not obligated to people. You're not obligated to this or that. The space that you have created, the mind does not trigger you in. So you are not choosing to be with because you want to, not to because you need to make. So now, whether it's relationship with your health, relationship with your mind, relationship with your partner, is more genuine. You understood? Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Drop the belly and soften the hips, breathing in into a gentle cobra. There's so much screaming these days about this, that, justice, justice, justice. But you will no longer serve any of those things if you don't know how to cherish the solitude, cherish being, cherish resting, not resting as you're sleeping like a dead body. A lot of people, that's what sleep is. You can have 3-4 hours sleep and rest another 4 hours. That is more healing rather than blaming that you don't have sleep. Overlooking to the right side. Now, this is very important. Most of you love to help people, passion for help. But you have to value your this time also. The true realization back to the center, onto the other side. When you have time to contemplate, when you have a space to think and reflect. Back to the center. So marriage brings us a different realization. Our health brings us a different realization. They all brings their joys. But we have to have time to reflect. Then there is a part that when you're reflecting on them, to create it in harmony, we have to sacrifice certain things. Not to sacrifice to martyr about it, but support a partner to grow with you. Compromise. These are the parts of the companionship that when you have it with yourself, you will have it with the others. Now relax the third eye onto the floor. Very gently bring the palms where the elbows are. Breathing in into up face. Breathe out very gently towards the down face. Bend your knees, relax, coming to the understanding. Now this goes to people who just conditioned to the social norm. They are married because of their culture says to marry and have children and have a house, have a job. Just observe those parts that when you elevate yourself, it's not necessarily your journey. Because these days you can be with yourself without any of those. Not that I'm encouraging it. I'm encouraging you to find space within yourself, even to entertain another. Left leg up, rotation to the left. Left knee to the chest. Breathe out. Breathing in, stretch back higher. Left knee to the left elbow. Breathing in, stretch back. Left knee to the right elbow. Breathe out. Breathing in, stretch back. Left foot into the front. Arms stretch into the back. Arms raised onto the ground. Then the knees sit deeper, opening up onto the Virabhadrasana. Take a mudra that reminding you that you have not done this because of to survive. Take a mudra to observe your shift. Take a mudra that you have chosen certain things, not because it's needed, but that's what you wanted, that's what you desired consciously, so that you can give your time to that partner, give your time to that family, give your time to the siblings. But that should have never come out of loneliness. And so far you have come with it. Gentle arch. Back into the center. Elbow onto the knee. Right arm reaching up. Clench and unclench that right wrist, releasing anything. Remember, you're observing the energy and the frequency and the vibration. Even what I am saying, right, reaching into the front, onto the floor and touch. Left arm reaching up, clench and unclench. Left reaching into the back, touch the floor. Into a plank. Rub the knees and stretch the spine. Now you have come into a place of you want to resonate with from this place, whether it's to your partnership, whether it's to your children, whether it's to your work. There is an authenticity. There is a connection comes out of that mutual space. But you're not subjected to anyone's opinions. You're not subject to anyone's expectations. Because when this happens, the thoughts and emotions create that suffocating pressure in the mind. And then suddenly one time there was absolute love. Now you want to run away from it. This happens when you get confused in the conformity, where you shape your actions and thoughts based on what others. Your mind says, this is what others say, this is what he says, I can't do this, this is what she thinks. When you're constantly worried about that space and your whole life is placed in that space, of course you're going to go out of the rail. Because that's not who you are. So now, what is it different? Because you are now consciously gazing into that space of the liberation in that its frequency, a realization, because you know what the mind and the sensation comes from the thought. And you're taking a break from that. This is not rejecting the connection with or reducing and becoming a hermit that you don't want to see people, you don't want to see crowd. The difference is you're not influenced by that. You're not influenced by social media. You're not influenced by what others doing and what you have not done so far. When you come into this realization, rolling and bring the chest into the front, take a deep breath in and coming into up face. Breathe out towards the down face. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Right leg up into the back. Right knee to the right chest, breathe out. Breathing in, stretch back, right knee to the right elbow. Breathing in, stretch back, right knee to the left elbow. Breathing in, stretch back, right foot into the front. Arms stretch into the back. Arms raise onto the crown. Bend the knee, opening up to the space of the Virabhadrasana. Take a mudra that resonate with you, your own values, your own fulfillment, your own genuine. This is not a tendency to seek validation. This is not depend on anyone. This is the energy that taking a mudra within. This is not the external validation that the world give you trophies, awards, letters behind your surname. None of that superficial. None of that superficial that when you're craving. No external validation. I have none. I have lost everything and I'm very happy about it. What truly matters is genuinely holding the life based on the values that I resonate with. Shift even has not happened and I don't care about it. Elbow onto the knee. Left arm reaching up. Left reaching into the back and touch the floor. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling, clench and unclench. Into the back and touch the floor. Into a plank, onto the knees and stretch the spine. Rolling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into the up face. Down to the down face. Drop the knees and stretch the spine. Now you're creating, as I say, we have that space to be creating our own journeys. What's happening is we are breaking from those social norms. We are breaking from our old conditions. We are not living a life that our mother or father or the teacher or anyone wants us. But this is a higher state of being that you have come to your own values, your own liberation. So what is most important is you allow to blossom that space within. You can call it self-actualization. We cannot teach this as an institution. Impression. Sometimes this look like thousands of people walking on a direction and you're totally turn and walking towards them onto the other side. You will be alone in this path. And people might be thinking when you turn that to go on your own journey that you're rejecting all human connection. But what it does is it gives you the choice to engage with others when you want this choice. It's the same thing is the whole world is shouting, this is the healthy way of eating. And you have found your own realization, this is what is for me. More meaningful, more a greater relationship with my food based on that genuine connection that you monitor your body. Same goes to the relationship, same goes to the friends, same goes to everything. If the others see this is a boundary, then that's their limitation. Because it is so toxic to surround yourself with those who truly does not add any value to life. Where that person has never been there. But soon as you're different, that person will ask why you're different. So now you carefully, within the support of that environment, by moving and sharing things with light-hearted, light-minded, where there's growth is very challenging. Palm facing down, rolling and bringing the chest into the front. Take a gentle breath in into a gentle cobra. So if you have not done the social gathering for a while, surrounded by a lot of people, and telling them where you are at, it's okay. Because I find a lot of time spending my time in solitude. It's very important. Do not go into saying that you have to have that social isolation, but you're going into the isolation out of your own need, into that solitude. It is very important. Now relax the third eye onto the floor and find in this place that pursues your passion, forming from that genuine connections that you're having within yourself, within your desire. And allow this has to have space so that your own creativity, your depth, your understanding, yourself comes to the human connection much more deeper than a surface level. So you drop the mind, as I say, the sensation that creates. So that's what you're dropping into the space of the yoga, or totally into the action that your mind. Now you have dissolved into the present energy. Now take a moment to observe the vibration, frequency, and the energy. You have a different connection with the life, which is pure present. You have no future. You don't carry the baggage of the past. Your every moment is a space of expansion. Now very gently coming into the knees and stretch the spine, palms facing up. Your body is in the space of silence. Your breath is experience the totality. Your body is in the frequency and the vibration of. Your mind is no longer dividing your energies into the polarities. Imagine the mind constantly have a division. Me against the others, me against the world, and that you want the world to be correct for you to be relaxed. You want world to come into an order. Right of me, wrong of me. But imagine through your realization, your energies are non-dual, not contradicted. You're pure. It's not a space of isolation, it's expansion. So you are constantly wake up the spine very gently now. You're gathering that non-dual energy. This is the energy that you can form into creativity. You can call it meditation, you can call it bliss. Now, your eyes, your body is in touch with the sacredness. And you only will elevate into the place of that. Whether it's a movement of anything. Now you're guided by this energy of the cosmic force, which is more father and a mother to you than just a biological form. Now, whatever is calm, to have this realization, not to bring the mind out of fear, because you're totally in the space of devotion. Gently stretch the legs and free the legs into this frequency. Release any stagnation out of the legs and the feet. Release any stagnation out of the arms, elbows, and fingers. Represent this energy. Knees to the chest completely, breathe out. Breathing in, the arms raised onto the ground, stretch the legs, breathe out. Breathing in, breath out. Breathing in, breath out. Breathing in, breath out. Relax. Shake the legs, shake the arms, and shake your body so that the physical level, your energy blockages, it's starting to getting shattered. Because you did the breathing. So now you sit and twist the spine to the right. Back to the center. Onto the other side. Back to the center. Now the mind uses a lot of energy, so being total and dissolving. Your mind is a control, so be aware of it. Observe the breath. Observe the breath out. Observe the poses. Just coming to the state of nothing to do. But any moment, because you are not divided into a mind and a thought, your energy is now in the intensity. Now you can use this intensity to heal someone. So be very gentle with yourself now. Don't jump and go there. Intensity to heal your own physiology of the body. You're flowing in that flow. You become aware of who you are, of yourself, but not as an ego or a personality. Mm. So after the class, if you want to dance, dance. If you want to do gardening, gardening. If you want to run around on the thing, but there is no performance in it for the others, just alone. When the others are watching, you will change that form because you want to be correct. You want the other person to think that you're not mad. So you try to make the movements a bit more polite gestures. But this is not about that. So your realization is releasing the clutches, the stagnation. You have become present. Now let your wisdom from this space to start to learn this body that given to you. Start learning this mind. Start learning your thoughts. Don't try to change. Look at it through the vibration and the frequency and release it if it is repetitively coming into your present moment and it's no longer has done you favor. Just observe its form, whether it's negative or positive. Let it express itself and let it disappear by itself. Let it transform and let it transition. Let all the elements of Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Patavi, earth particles, heat particles, air particles, water particles, arises from aware of it. Don't control anything. Very moment it might be this, it might be that. You're flowing with it without asking to be that or this. Release yourself from that stuck block flowing you. Bring that awareness to that. Now you see the element of water, whether it's cloud, ice, or evaporate. Now your energy can move into any direction. Now, nothing is keeping you holding. The moment you're in the sky, moment you're in the flow of a river, they're all part of it. Stillness is you're moving with the flow. As you see, ideas and imaginations and this and that and the fight is robbing you from this. You might be saying that you're doing the right thing. Now, if you understand your suffering is your karma, with the divinity, you're trapping the freedom of the divine. Now you have released. You have released the concepts, you have released the idea, you have released your limitations. You're suffering because you're trapping the divinity in you. So now, if your mind says this is right and wrong, what happens? You're suppressing that energy furthermore. You judge your anger, calling it wrong, become more trapped because you're trapped and you're suffocating because you don't allow your divinity to be expressed. Or release the energies that you were holding and become that space. The innocence of a child is where the God resides. You constantly has been unable to give yourself that permission to become. You're holding yourself so little from your past stories and creating a freedom from a place of a prison. When you come into this understanding and realization, take a deep breath and raise your arms back to the crown, cleansing and lifting all energies that have stuck and blocked around, within, and everywhere. Arms onto the Namaskar position in its realization. Touch the earth, respecting the divinity of this sacred journey that you're taking through the human life, but it is not all of you. Gently coming onto the Namaskar position. Namaste. When Namaste is, you see the divinity on the others, whether they are going through, whether they are portraying your father, mother, brother, sister, dog, does not matter. When you come into this realization, no matter what the other think about you, what is important is what it's feeling. And if you have that space of the relationship that where you're allowed to grow the difficulty together without the separation, and you have affected the right relationship to grow. A lot of people have relationships to sleep only. When I say sleep, but all this romantic notion of relationship, the attractiveness, how well, that, you know what I'm talking about. when you totally in yourself, no matter what is the occasion, you're quite surrendering to your own being. And you never allow your divinity to be trapped. You allow it to express, whether you're a builder, whether you're a gardener, whether you're an artist, whatever, you have to come with it. If you think your divinity is not expressed in your work, then there is a problem. Then it will be that you feel like you're just there to work. That's why always don't come to that place that I can let it go. If someone does not match the same expression with whatever they have in return to give it to you, just don't be there, because it will always deplete you. If you want to be generous and if you want to be helped, just help. But if you want something in return because you also need other things to be looked at and worked on, then be that. Don't think what the other will think, because our most of the stagnation comes from we've been too polite. You don't see that politeness in animals unless you have made them very obedient to you. There is no politeness. They jump and they run, and ask yourself where that has stopped in you. I sing in the shower, I move in the shower, I dance, but do it. When the other person watches, then you try to be more creative about it, more sexy about it. Because but don't worry about it. Just be in there. Most of you have beautiful houses, beautiful gardens. Enjoy it. Have it all. I'm not asking you to become like a monk. It's harder to be the way we are at having a life like this because we are not in a monastery. Monastery is disciplined to be that, so you don't have a lot of distractions. And we are doing it with the distractions, and we are enjoying the distractions, but we don't allow it to distract us. Yes, so I just did a lot of breathing technique because the wind has created a lot of imbalance uh, to people who have ideas about the wind. Um, Not necessarily that I'm against it or into it, but water, the pressure of the air in the outside can actually, if you're not settled, can create some parts in your emotions, because emotional body is water. And some people are quite like that. So, so I did the breathing techniques. I woke up the Kundalini, I woke up the center. So you have been woken. Now very gently move into the next level, whether you want to do some water healing, or you want to be with the water, you want to be with the grass, you want to be with certain foods. So today you will be guided very gently and allow that guidance to come. Um, and yeah, so I was also having that symptoms of flu and all that. So yesterday I also couldn't go to work. My partner went to work, but I just could not work because I was very tired. And also now that I'm using this sleep apnea machine, I couldn't wear the mask because a lot of phlegm. So now I did all these breathing techniques to help me, and I'm feeling much more better. Uh, and with all love and respect, so good to see you all. So thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Rebecca, Des, and your beautiful son, and Liz, and Maria, and say, big thanks for you all. Thank you. And respectfully, you're my family because we are vibrating in the same frequency of um, what we are talking about, what we are processing about. So there's a genuine team, and it doesn't have to have a lot of numbers. And when you see the frequency of these gathering, it has more. So if you really see the genuinity in the world, it's very small. Connections and relationships are going to be even smaller. but have that connection within yourself so you don't feel that you're depleted by the world. My love to you. Until I see you next time, take good care. Bye for now.